Since the fall of man, a war has raged between good and evil. Over the centuries, this war has distorted the truth. Now the truth is perceived as lies, and lies acknowledged as truth. To this day, the battle continues as we investigate and debate the truth behind the history and mystery of the universe. We are Paratruth Radio.
Now Paratruth presents Scarefest 8 Live.
Hey Parafans, welcome to another episode of Paratruth Radio. I'm Justin.
And I'm Eric.
And we are at Scarefest 8 Live. So far it's been an amazing day. Met a lot of neat people and definitely probably going to meet many, many more. So just to give you guys a heads up, we are at the entrance to Scarefest. If you guys are here and you're listening live, definitely come and check us out. If not, definitely let us know that you guys heard the broadcast. Would love to hear from you guys. So, Eric, so far, what's been your favorite so far?
Honestly, all the shopping for the most part. Now, I'll say for those of you Christians out there, probably not the best shopping. When you see dolls that are dead, but not, obviously they're not literally dead because they can't be. They're dolls. But a lot of gruesome stuff. There's a teddy bear that is just torn apart. It's got huge teeth and blood dripping from it. It's pretty nasty. Yeah. But what do you expect at a place called Scarefest, or a convention called Scarefest? Have met a couple of great people. One in particular was I keep forgetting their names. The ones that you
Off the Trail Paranormal.
Yeah, so I finally got to meet them. And actually, so you guys know, in a little while, we're going to go and talk to them live, get a feel of what they're experiencing and what's going on for them here. Other than that, there was a guy, I'm not going to give any names right now because we might have him on later in the year, but I did meet someone here who wrote a book that I think might be right up our alley, and someone that's pretty keen on getting on the show. So passed on the cards, and he gave me his, and we'll see what's going on. But tonight, I think it's all about having fun.
Most definitely, and like I said, you guys, if you're listening live, definitely come check us out. We're about to walk through the front gates here and just kind of get a feel for things. So a lot of the stuff here, as Eric said, if you are one of our Christian listeners and you're very uncomfortable with the paranormal and horror aspect of things, definitely understand that you guys will not be here. But if you are comfortable with it, we just found Waldo, so definitely come check us out. Definitely some scary stuff. I actually got to meet Sid Haig from Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses and got to talk to him a little bit. Very interesting guy, and actually might have a chance to get him on the show. He actually let me leave one of our new business cards with him, and so we are coming through the entrance here. They've got the Scarefest mobile, I guess, on one side, and then another creepy car in the front here. When you first walk in, you see the Ghost Hunter shop, which is actually Patty Starr's shop, who runs Scarefest. So definitely check out Ghost Hunter shop if you're into the paranormal and you're a ghost hunter. Definitely check them out. We've got a lot of different vendors here, Dark Corner Collectibles, Lunatic Cosmetic Labs, which is actually vegan and cruelty-free cosmetics as well.
You know that red lipstick isn't coming from the blood of a chicken.
Right, basically, yeah. So they definitely have some really neat colors as well. We've got a bunch of different occult practices for you guys that are Christian listeners. Obviously, like we said, not a place to be if you're uncomfortable with it. If you feel the pull to be here just because you're interested in just seeing that type of stuff, definitely come check it out. we've got a bunch of great things here. We've got Do You Want to Get Zombied, which is a custom portrait done by a lady here, and she turns you into a zombie and uses your different interests to kill you with. And she can do it different ways, different freshness, if you will, of the zombie, whether it's a new kill or a one that's a little bit older. So me and Eric thought it would be cool to be killed by a werewolf or killed by our own microphones. So I don't know how that would work for a zombie if a werewolf killed you. So
yeah. I'll tell you, and not just those, but there's some other stuff that we have come across while we're here too. And believe it or not, I have met maybe 3 people here tonight that are from the Cleveland area or from the northeastern Ohio, which is really cool. And one of the big ones is Ohio State Reformatory. And now that's a place that you guys know Justin and I have been trying to get into for several years now, really. And we've been struggling to get in there because it's so expensive. We're going to have to move here for a second.
Oh, yep.
Sorry, we got a car coming through. Literally, it's a cart.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, it turns out now the Reformatory typically closes around October, November, and stays closed all the way through May. And as of last year, they decided to start keeping it open all year long because they replaced some of the windows that were originally cracked and would allow ice to form on the floors, which is why they would close and not let people walk through. So definitely one thing I'd like to throw out to you guys, and maybe we're going to try this in the future, raise a little bit of money to help us get there, and do a live show from the Reformatory while doing somewhat of an investigation.
Who knows, they may even give us a discount if we tell them we're doing a live show.
They might, And let me tell you, if you're going to promote people, let them know that, and you can get all kinds of things. I'll tell you what, the way conversations spark up when you say, hey, I got a business card here, I do a radio show, then boom, people are hooked, and you start meeting all kinds of people here, which is really cool.
Yeah, one thing that I just walking around here, just the different people, there's a YouTube channel, which I think it's called The Horror. I'll have to tell you guys when we get over there. But they actually took our card and was like, we love to cross-promote. And, it's good to see people that want to cooperate with other radio show hosts and YouTube channels and all that great stuff. So we are over here at the OPI. What are they called?
Investigative group?
No, this area. What is there? Yeah, no.
What's enough?
Booth. That's it.
Why are we talking about Booth? He killed Abraham Lincoln. We know. Sorry, is it too soon? Maybe. Go on.
It's 100 or so
anyway,
years. I think
we're at OPI's booth. Now, for those of you who listened in the past, you know that Justin had spoken with one of the founders, or the founder of OPI.
Yeah, Mary Jo.
Which is Off the Trails Paranormal. And we're actually here. We're going to talk with Mary Jo, hopefully. We have already given them a heads up that we're going to be over here, so they're waiting for us right now. So I think we should just get moving and get over there.
And actually, guys, if you're hearing a lot of background noise, it is kind of loud here, so we do apologize, but it is a event, so there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's see if we can talk to Mary Jo real fast. Mary Jo, we're live, and we wanted to give you guys a chance to talk to us again, seeing as I finally have my co-host for this show. So how are you guys doing for Scarefest so far?
We're having a great time. I just came back from Scott's talk on the Reformatory, and they've been doing some great interaction with some other teams here.
Now, you have a lot of equipment. Is this stuff that you've just bought, right off the bat, or have you slowly picked up your inventory as time has gone on?
Slowly.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big investment. Yeah, I think we started with the 2 cameras and a K2 meter, and then we build up from there.
So, out of all of the stuff sitting over here, what has to be your guys' favorite or a couple of favorites?
Oh, well, the Spirit Box, SP11.
Yeah.
I use that a lot. Get a lot of EVPs off of that. I like the flashlight. That's always fun.
Always a good one.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be bumping into stuff while you're doing the investigation.
Ovilus is definitely useful at times.
Yeah.
The REM pod, we've had good reactions to that.
A lot. And the mail too, the mail meter. Use that quite a bit. What I want is the movie Fleur. That's my wish list.
Video Fleur, yes.
All right, so where can everybody find you guys? Website, all that great stuff.
Go ahead.
Okay. It'll be www.offthetrailsparanormalinvestigations.org.
Awesome. All right, we will be seeing you guys around, and good luck.
Thank you.
It's great to see you.
Yep, you too. All right, folks. So that was OPI, Off the Trails Paranormal Society, or Investigation Group. Sorry. So we're walking down here, and we've got a bunch of different vendors: Anna's Attic Treasures, Wolf Run, and by far one of the weirdest places I think we've ever been to is Scarefest, because Scarefest 2 was weird enough, but.
The fact that you got a cross-dressing man dressed as a dead nun, it kind of explains a lot right there.
Yeah. And that is for this weird freak show type thing that they've got here. So some of the other things that they've got going on here, as I said, they have Sid from American Horror, or not American Horror, sorry, Devil's Rejects and the House of a Thousand Corpses. They've got Chip Coffee, of course, which I'm not going to say anything more than that. They've got
this guy.
Yeah, yeah. And so we've got Josh Gates from Destination Truth. And did you catch the new show that he's on? I can't remember it.
I did not catch the new show, no. I kind of missed that part. But let me tell you, Josh Gates is probably one of the main reasons I decided to come here this year, because he's one of my favorite guys on television in regards to the paranormal. It's very disappointing back in 2009 when you can get an autograph for free, and now, even though these people are currently working in the industry and making money, they're still going to charge you anywhere from $20 to $40+ just for an autograph or a picture.
Yeah.
$10 for a picture, and it's just like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe it. I'm kind of upset that they would go and do that, especially with all their fans. They're just trying to mooch off of them and take all their money. And of course, I'm not necessarily speaking from full experience, because I don't know what they're, I guess what they're dealing with financially. They could be broke. I don't know. I'm sure those networks pay them well, though.
Yeah.
And by the way, we just found Waldo again.
Yeah. And he's hiding. So they've got a bunch of people from American Horror Story, Erica Irvin, Matt Fraser, Rose Siggins, Jamie Brewer, who's actually does one of the characters that both Shelley and I love. They've got Naomi Grossman, who plays Pepper, who is another character that we love so much. So definitely a great area. We are in the back where all of the different celebrities are right now. They've got George, what's his name? Romero. They've got George Romero here, who's actually a big name in horror, Night of the Living Dead, as well as Dawn of the Dead. They've got the Booth brothers here, as I said, Sid Haig, as well as Robert Mukes from House of a Thousand Corpses. Any of the people from the horror that you recognized or wanted to see at all?
Not really, no. Probably one maybe would be, what's her name? Amanda Bierce, I think it is, from Fright Night.
Oh,
the original
okay.
Fright Night, of course, not the one with, what's his name, Colin Farrell?
Oh.
You seen the new one?
I haven't seen the new one.
I haven't either. I just seen the trailer. And, of course, it wasn't worth it to me to check it out. But the original Fright Night, for those of you out there who are fans of the horror film genre, probably one of the best movies really ever created when it comes to horror.
I think the 70s, 80s horror was their time, really.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's where it was. And, today it's all about jump scares. Yeah. Back then it was a lot more psychological type stuff. And even with Fright Night in regards to, it's just so much better back then. Period. Simple as that. I don't know. I don't know where some of these films are going these days.
Well, as I said to you, I mean, there's just way too many CGI effects anymore, too. Like, they don't rely on makeup and as many jump scares as they used to. And so, on that note, I'm looking forward to the reveal and hoping there's plenty of jump scares.
Thank you. There are a few, and, since we're on the topic, for those of you who know or may not know, the Indiegogo campaign did end today, this morning. So anyone who donated over the past few months for the reveal, thank you for your donations. They're all going to go into great use. And we start production in a week, guys. 1 week. I can't believe it. It's like 6 months ago that we started talking about it.
Yeah. So we are actually in the area right now where John Morrison is and Stephen Tash from Ghostbusters and Christine. And the Mystery Machine is here, the original Mystery Machine, it says. Definitely a lot of stuff going on here, guys. As I said, they've got the Munsters here, 2 of the original cast from the Munsters, as well as the woman that played Wednesday from the Addams Family, which is actually kind of interesting because if you grew up in the 60s and 70s, you guys probably did see this if you had TV and what have you. Big thing for me just because I did see the shows as a kid. Reruns, of course, because I'm a little bit younger than that genre.
Don't tell people lies.
So we are in the area right now from Ghostly Encounters and Ghost Asylum, which I've actually never heard of, but apparently they are on. One thing that both Eric and I did see from Destination America, it's Chip Coffee that actually is from that.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, Exorcism Live, which both him and I both don't agree with, even though we come from different viewpoints right now.
With that said, why don't you guys tune into this, chime in, I should say. Email us and let us know what you think. Should be allowed to, or should people be allowed to do an exorcism live on television? Now, I'm not saying that this exorcism is 100% legit or even real. It's TV. It could all be faked. We don't know. But if it isn't, is it something that's okay? And what if you don't have the person who's possessed their authorization to go ahead and do such a thing?
Right.
And what do you think? Is that okay, or do you think this is just glorifying the devil and perhaps even opening people up to doors that they really don't want to be opening?
Well, even from a standpoint on my end, even if they did give their consent, I feel it's very disrespectful to these people and even to the Christian community in respect that that's just pulling in something that you don't... I mean, what if the demon did come out and jumped into one of the watchers of the show? Something that probably not too many of the producers think about. But we are coming close to our first break here. We are live from Scarefest. As I said, a lot of big things going on here. The Booth brothers are actually pretty big in the paranormal community, but as Eric said, most of these people, unfortunately, are charging for autographs. Some of them are doing free photos, like Sid Haig. Awesome guy. He does charge for his autograph, but me and Shelly got to sit with him and actually get our photos taken with him. So it was actually a privilege to just sit there with him just because I'm a huge fan of Captain Spaulding. So we've got a lot of great stuff for you guys coming up. But first, we have Eric's Random Fact of the Day. We will be right back with Paratruth Radio.
Now, Eric's Random Fact of the Day.
Sometimes we use things differently than how they were originally intended. Take bubble wrap, for instance. People use bubble wrap on a daily basis to protect items that they ship from one place to another. And of course, kids and adults alike love to just sit back and pop bubble wrap. However, did you know that bubble wrap had a much different purpose when originally created? According to factslides.com, bubble wrap was initially created to be used as a easy-to-clean wallpaper.
All right, folks, welcome back to Paratruth Radio. My name is Justin.
And I'm Eric.
And we are live from Scarefest 8 2015. As we've been saying, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We've got people from Ghost Asylum, The Exorcism Live, as we just got done talking about, Ghostly Encounters. Have you ever seen Ghostly Encounters?
I have, yeah.
Are they one of the better ones or not so good ones?
Yeah, I'm personally not a huge fan. I think that's more of like the documentary style shows that they have on TV. Like, not like Ghost Adventures, you know how they do kind of a documentary type thing? Yeah, this is kind of like a lot of reenactments, and they talk with people who've actually experienced it. And I think they even have one where they work with celebrities who had, some of the encounters as well.
So, some of the other stuff they've got going on here, as we said, we've got vendors all over the place. Some of the stuff that you'll see is Murder Charms by the Grimm, Life Collective.
Yeah, which is really weird because they have a lot of necklaces that have skulls of animals on them. And it's kind of creepy. Yeah. I mean, to say the least.
We've got Caulfield's Novelty, which is actually the one vehicle that's parked at the front door here. We've got J.R. Mounts from the Fried Pickle Noir. Actually, maybe we can... Oh, yeah, Brett Gray art. He's got a bunch of different, like, werewolf and vampire art here.
And I'll let you know right now, I'm probably going to end up buying one of these portraits. Probably tomorrow. There's this one about with a werewolf, just the head of the werewolf, and behind him is a full moon, but there's, like, these faces projecting out of the moon, and they're all, like, deteriorated and weird, and it's crazy cool. I know so many people are thinking, oh, this dude's a freak, but...
Yeah. He's definitely a very good artist, he just works with black and white and gray.
Look at what he's doing right here. I'm sorry. I really wish we had a video feed or something for you guys, because the artwork that he's doing right now live is just amazing. Yeah. He's doing it with a charcoal pencil.
And actually, maybe we will get, if you guys have the Periscope app, we'll maybe get on the Periscope and do some video for you guys. We just wanted to do an audio show just because that's what our show is an audio show. So I want to try and see if we can get J.R. Mounts on. We are doing a live show and wanted to see if you wanted to get on air with us.
Of course, I'm an equal opportunity megalomaniac.
So, how is Scarefest going for you?
Oh, it's awesome, man. It kicks off for Halloween for us.
Yeah.
We need Halloween in September every time, man.
Right. So, for our listeners, tell us a little bit about you.
I'm J.R. Mounts. I do the Fried Pickle Noir comic book series as well as the Scary Tales comic book series. Fried Pickle Noir is Sin City meets Veggie Tales. Crime stories for fruits and vegetables going at it mob style in a seedless city called The Pits, starring Detective Q Cumbersome. It's all very serious stuff, as you can tell. Yeah. They're rated V for vegetable violence, is what I can tell people. And the only comic books guaranteed by the FDA to be healthy to read.
So
that's what I do.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Practice there.
So, is there anybody that you're looking forward to seeing here at Scarefest?
Man, there's Angus Scrim. I mean, of course, George Romero. That's a tentpole for me, But look, you also got the Christine Carr here. You got Dragula here. There's wall-to-wall stuff, man.
Yeah.
The problem is staying behind my booth this week.
Yeah, right.
That's the hard time.
And you can only ask the wife for so long to stick in for you.
Being that she's here, she can see me get out of the booth. Like, I know you need to get right back here, buddy. Sell your comic books.
It's a living, so
Yeah.
How long have you actually been doing this? How long have you been drawing down?
I started October of 2010. Okay. I was a musician that was sure that my lot in life was supposed to be a rock star or writing for Nashville. I'm still working on that. That clearly is a dream in waiting.
Right.
So until then, I thought, let's draw some comic books.
Right. Oh, and it's always good to have a back
something to slide back on. Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And we were glad to have you.
No problem. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So that was J.R. Mounts. So you guys, just to see how personable a lot of these people are, even though some of the stuff is very freaky, very scary.
Some of the people here, even though they're selling some really creepy stuff, like this right here, Art on Dead, is insane. There's a picture of, or a doll of Gizmo, a stuffed Gizmo, which is just torn to pieces with blood and guts hanging out of it. But you know, these people, they don't look different. You know, they don't look bad. They look like normal people. They look like me and Justin, which I don't know if it's a good thing, but you know, they're probably more attractive.
Probably. So. A couple of the other things we got going on here, we got Adventure Scents. They sell candles, bath salts, that sort of great stuff. A lot of horror movie memorabilia. I just saw Supernatural T-shirts going on over there.
Speaking of Supernatural, for those of you fans out there, they do have a mock-up of the 1967 Chevy Impala here, with the Ohio license plates and all the weapons in the trunk. It's really cool. And honestly, right now, I got a bunch of like action figures drawing my attention because I see a green arrow, so I'll be right back.
All right, so yeah, you guys definitely, if you're in the area, Lexington Comic and Toy Convention, LLC, is where we're at. They have a booth here. A lot of different action figures, comic book memorabilia. They've got a bust of Deadpool, it looks like there, and a lot of great stuff going on here. They've got the rat tail here, which is another jewelry type of thing. They've got made up little coffins that both Shelley and I were looking at. Awesome vendor here. As you can hear, like I said, if you guys are hearing it and it's a little loud, they got the Predator, officially licensed Predator statues standing up over here right in front. Trying to think of what else was going on here. They've got a bunch of different speakers going on, from Josh Gates to Chris Stedman, a couple others. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring my program with me to tell you guys all that's going on here. But we are in the vendor section. They've got Z-Talk Radio, Paranormal Radio. We've got, let's see here. Oh, the Night Owl Workshop, where we have a $500 plush dinosaur, but that both Shelley and Eric want.
Which is torn, by the way, so I think we should get a discount.
Right. We've got Abbott's Hollow Studios, which has a lot of leather-bound things, journals, chests, tissue covers, a lot of great and interesting things here. And, one of the things that Eric and I talked about was we got the gold pass, and the only thing that anybody could talk about was the fact that we got free booze in our gold pass. And it's like Eric even said, it's really sad that the only thing we could talk about is that we got free booze in our gold pass. So some of the other stuff we got here is the Ghostbuster troupe, I guess you can call them. I'm not even sure what.
They're in a Ghostbusters ambulance. I don't know what's
they are the Western Kentucky Ghostbusters. So maybe somebody to get on the show with us as well at some point. A lot of other memorabilia here, like Spider Stop Shop. Got a big Critters character standing in the corner here that's little freaky looking, and
I'll tell you what, some of these things we're talking about, I am taking pictures and video, and I will post these later, or probably have Justin post them, because I'm not necessarily tech savvy when it comes to our radio show. But yeah, we'll post some of these things up so you can see them, probably both on Facebook and probably paratruthradio.com.
Yep.
Sure.
We will get it up on Twitter, all of our different social networks. And as I said, if you guys have the Periscope app, we will try to do some periscoping, maybe even at the VIP party, but because we do get into the VIP party here this year. I think we did last time we were here as well, but we had to have our media passes. Right. This time we're more of a spectator compared to last time, because we were with Parax Radio back then. We were a little nervous to see if they were here because it would have been a little awkward. So some of the other stuff going on here. As we said, we got this weird freak show thing in front of us here. We've got a lot of the different people. We've got Vincent Price's daughter is actually here, so a huge thing for me because I'm a big fan of Vincent Price, mostly because he was the voice in Thriller, but there's a lot of other stuff, horror movies he was in and that sort of stuff. We've got a lot of weird vendors. There's a lot of, as I said, a lot of occult vendors here. As I said, too, if you guys are here and listening live, come check us out. We are by the Dreamwalker Productions booth right now, in the little freak show Circus Envy, I believe it's called. And as I said to Shelley, I don't know why people would bring their kids to this. It's a little disturbing, really.
And also, they got some interesting things with their colorful whips. And there's a girl wearing not so much behind the counter there. So obviously, to bring your kids here just doesn't really make sense in that alone. But and actually, there's also, I can't think of his name, but if you've ever seen the first Fast and Furious movie, you know the small guy that drove the Volkswagen Jetta, the one that gets killed at the end of the movie. Actually, he's here. And in fact, we just passed him. I'm actually surprised because I did not expect him to be here, and he's not here to promote Fast and Furious or anything else. He's actually promoting something called Lost Limbs Foundation, which is just absolutely amazing to see an actor, a literal Hollywood actor, go out and take time out of his day doing something that probably he's not getting paid for it. I highly doubt he's getting paid for this.
Yeah.
So it's
if
great.
He has the booth, he's actually probably paying for the booth.
Yeah, he's probably paying for the booth, and he's signing autographs right now. And as far as I can tell, he is. So they are charging for autographs and pictures there. But honestly, that's not a bad thing because it's donating to the cause.
Yeah, it looks like you just pay for the photo and you get the autograph, which is a little bit different than being like, hey, I'm actually charging you for my autograph instead of, hey, buy this picture and I'll sign it for free. So, like I said, a lot of people here charging, and as Eric had mentioned, we don't know their financial information, but from somebody who doesn't make money with his show, it would be one thing if you're not a huge celebrity and you're charging for your autograph, but I don't think very many people would come pay us for our autographs. But so we're over here by the Dixie Boy Truck Stop, Hollywood Prop Collector, Nightmares Unlimited, that sort of couple things here, vendors. And we're also by the George Romero booth. One thing that I do have to say is I keep talking about Sid Haig, but he was definitely a very personable guy. He sat and talked to both Shelley and myself and told us stories. Actually might have a chance to get him on the show. That was the other thing too. Like, we've had a lot of people where we've been able to span out a little bit and get our cards out there and just get the name Paratruth Radio out there. So we've got roughly about 30 minutes left in the show. We actually might cut it a little early because we are at a live event. Do what?
Go to your commercial?
Yeah. We're going to go to our next break here. Go ahead there, Eric.
All right, folks. So as Justin just said, we are going to the next break right now. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy today's Paranormal Headlines.
And now, Paratruth Radio's Paranormal Headlines.
Hey, Par fans. Justin here with your Paranormal Headlines. These headlines are from unexplainedmysteries.com. Huge red ball breaks loose on Ohio streets. A massive red ball that was part of an art installation was catapulted down a street due to strong winds. The bizarre spectacle was caught on film by Jeremy Folk as the huge red ball, which was part of the Red Ball Project, broke loose from its position between a jeweler shop and a restaurant in Toledo. The gigantic ball was blown a considerable distance down the street by an unexpected gale as it bumped into cars and narrowly missed lampposts at the side of the road. In the video, which was filmed from a nearby rooftop, several people can be seen attempting to chase the ball before it eventually came to a stop on the pavement in front of some shops. Fortunately, nobody was injured and the ball didn't cause any damage to the cars it hit. Rover discovers huge water deposit on Mars. NASA's Curiosity rover has discovered a large amount of water beneath Buckskin Rock in the Marius Pass. Despite appearances, the barren, desolate sands of Mars are actually not as dry as they seem. Thanks to its onboard drilling apparatus, the rover, which arrived on Mars in 2012, has this week uncovered a hidden water deposit located only a short distance beneath the surface of the planet. The discovery was made using the rover's dynamic albedo of neutrons tool, an active-passive neutron spectrometer which works by looking for the hydrogen in water molecules. The ground about 1 meter beneath the rover in this area holds 3 or 4 times as much water as the ground anywhere else Curiosity has driven during its 3 years on Mars, said Principal Investigator Igor Mitrovanov. The find is very promising as it offers further evidence to suggest that the conditions on Mars were once a lot more favorable than they are today, and that life may have been able to survive there. The main mission objective now is to examine layers of lower Mount Sharp for ancient habitable environments, and evidence about how early Mars environments evolved from wetter to drier conditions, NASA wrote in a press release in its website. And this has been Justin with your Paranormal Headlines.
This was a segment of Paratruth Radio's Paranormal Headlines.
What's up, folks? Welcome back to Paratruth Radio. My name is Eric.
And I'm Justin.
And we are live at Scarefest 8 here in Lexington, Kentucky.
So we just walked by Dracula Santa, and I honestly don't know how to feel about that because I love Santa, and now he's a vampire. And then we did get the name of the guy from Fast and Furious is Chad Lindbergh. What character did he play in?
He played Jesse, which is a guy who he's not really necessarily a main character, but he did help to drive the story forward a bit. But he's basically one of those characters that everybody loved throughout the film. He's just like this sweet dude, that you see in the film.
Oh.
And he ends up getting killed in the end, which is what promotes or pushes Vin Diesel's character and Paul Walker's character into going after their enemies and basically trying to stop them.
Yeah. So we're in front of the Munsters right now, and they've got the Munster Mobile here, and looks like a couple of them, or Dracula replica car here. It's kind of like a Dracula coffin that's been made into a race car. Coming to Scarefest again is probably a little overwhelming, but also exciting just because we do get to do a live show here. Last time we were just kind of hanging out at the ParaX booth and didn't really do a whole lot. But we do get to finally go and sit in a couple of the different speakers, things going on, and ones that we actually want to listen to, not necessarily ones people are telling us to go listen to. So definitely come check it out if you guys are here. It's an amazing atmosphere as well. As we said, different horror characters here, different paranormal people here.
And this is just kind of an off note. I just walked past Centex Paranormal. They have some pretty funny shirts. One in particular that is really great is a purple shirt that says "The First Ghost Hunter," and it's a picture of Pac-Man chasing down a ghost. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
And kind of true, actually. So, we're going by Midnight Crafts and the Twisted Realm from Twisted Paranormal Society. We've got Haunted Funhouse books, rock and horror. And again, we're over by the Ghost Hunter shop, or Ghost Hunt shop, sorry. So it's been a definite ride so far. As I said, we will be at the VIP party. We get to go to the costume ball tomorrow night. So maybe we'll be periscoping a little bit, a couple of times tonight, tomorrow, and even into Sunday probably. So definitely a lot to check out, guys. I think that's about all I've got. Did you want to add anything? No?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one last time before Eric starts airing, I wanted to give him a chance just to promote the film because it will be out in the fall of next year, hitting the festival circuit and all that great stuff. He did tell you guys that unfortunately, the time for donating has come to an end. He did have a lot of people donate, and I think he's got a good budget going for him. So I'll let him promote that one more time here.
Yeah, so the Revealed, guys, if you really wanted to, you can still donate. It would help us a lot in post-production because there are special effects that we are adding. And, of course, that costs money as well. Currently, the money that we have, we're trying to save to post-production, but a lot of it is going to go to the actual production, in which we're going to buy food and do all the on-set special effects and whatnot, especially in regards to levitation and things like that. But if anything, please continue to pray about the film. We start filming not this upcoming week, but the following week. It's a 10-day shoot. We're working anywhere from 10 to 12 plus hours a day. And one thing that if you guys would really do, which I would appreciate, is go to Facebook, go to The Revealed Movie, facebook.com/The Revealed Movie, and just like it, share it with your friends. Just that way you can follow along and see what we're doing on a daily basis.
So definitely check that out, guys. Unfortunately, as I said, the Indiegogo link will be taken down. But if you click on the Creative Works tab, you'll still see the synopsis and the artwork that he has for the Revealed. Definitely looking forward to it, and I'm sure Eric is looking forward to making it. You do have both of your main actors finally cast, and so I wanted to give you a chance to tell everybody if you're willing to tell everybody who's going to be in it.
Yeah, so the main lead character of Abigail Franklin is going to be played by Erin Scarback. It's actually my sister. She is a professional actor. She's currently out in LA, and I'm flying her in to do the film. The second main character, or the supporting character for the film, the character's name is Sam Toll, and it's going to be played by Andrew Spizzato. I actually met him a few weeks ago. After praying about it and thinking about it and going through a couple of other auditions, I really felt like he could bring the character to life. He's got the look. I think with a little bit of work, we're going to just nail this character, and it's really going to bring the entire movie to where I think it should be on both a horror sci-fi level, because it'll make it nice and scary.
Yeah.
But also on a psychological level as well, because his character is kind of speaking with Abby on a psychological matter. That everything she's witnessing isn't necessarily real, and that's what he believes anyway. And so, that's our two main characters. They're both going to pull it off. They've done great work in the past. I'm looking forward to working with Andrew. I've never worked with him before. And I am currently looking for 3 more actors, which is going to play our alien race. So that'll be fun.
So All right, folks, that's all we got for you this week. As I said, you'll probably be able to catch us on Periscope if you have the Periscope app. If you are at Scarefest as well, there's a lot of freaky people walking around in costumes, as well as some of the people here just as spectators. They do dress up here and have a lot of great things going on. So definitely, if you're here, come check us out. We will be wearing our Paratruth t-shirts tomorrow, and so you'll be able to identify us. But also, if you are in our Christian listener groups, obviously, of course, we do understand if it's a little too much for you guys. It is a lot to take in, even coming from my perspective as well. Some disturbing, some just kind of weird, and oddly enough, some a little cute. So on that note, folks, we will talk to you guys next week. Same time, same channel. I am Justin.
And I am Eric.
And we will talk to you guys next week.
Peace.